What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering with a healthy bit of new information, leaks around pricing for the new Elderscrolls Blades mobile game. Now, I know when I hear mobile, I'm like, mobile. I don't want to play mobile games. Well, apparently we're all in the minority because lots of people are excited for this game and mobile games in general. You know, as our phones get bigger and bigger and more powerful, developers are able to use these tools to their profiteering advantage. I believe the playbook now is major title and then putting out a mobile game in between to make money. You've seen Diablo Immortal do this, and I think that's exactly what Elder Scrolls Blades is all about. If you don't know, well, it's a new mobile game from Bethesda. They've been talking about it since E3 last year, I believe. They refer to it as a massive first-person role-playing game created for mobile. Quest to become your city's champion through all new single-player storylines. It's a standalone game, not allegedly a knockoff of Skyrim ported for mobile. Now, I've talked to a few people that are currently playing the game, and I want to share some of the notes with you because, well, I think it's interesting. So what we know is the game in its current state is fully functional. It takes you through a tutorial where you learn controls. It plays like any first-person game on mobile, except there are two options for looking around. You can either use a joystick with the right thumb, which makes the view pan almost cinematically, and while it looks nice, isn't great for gameplay. The second option is where you put your thumb in the upper right quadrant of the screen to look around like most mobile games. Unfortunately, as of now, you cannot turn off the joystick on the right side. The game is visually pleasing, and I will show you some screenshots and even some actual gameplay of the current build in just a minute. But the game is visually pleasing, and the screenshots do prove that. Of course, it will differ depending on the device, processing power, screen resolution, etc. The music as well, decent. It's just a remix of the standard Elder Scrolls song, but like it's been since every Elder Scrolls since Morrowind. Gameplay is okay. Essentially, it boils down to a mix of Infinity Blade and Game of War Fire Age, or literally any other Civilization game, with a little bit of Pokemon Go sprinkled in. Fighting is basically tapping and holding on the screen until a smaller inner circle grows to the same size as the outer circle, hence Pokemon Go. You don't have to be exact. You could be in a little early or a little late and still do damage, but if you get it exact, you'll get a critical hit. Infinity Blade comes in the sense where when you encounter an enemy, the game focuses on just you and the enemy until the battle is over. You can be engaged with multiple enemies at once, while multiple enemies at once as well. Another thing's discovered is, and not sure if it was meant to do this, but if you hold like you're going to attack and then swipe around when the circles match, you'll deal damage as if you held and release. So it might be just an interesting little glitch going on right now. Game of War is mentioned because there's a resource collecting aspect. In the game, you have to collect things such as wood, copper, iron to build up your city. Your city has a level as well as your city levels up. More buildings and upgrades for buildings are unlocked. Unlike most of the games in Game of War's type, the type of cities built up in 3D, you can walk around and explore it. That's pretty cool. The NPCs are there, although I'm not too far into the game. I believe NPCs will appear and walk around as you get more houses and your cities leveled up. In your city, there are buildings such as blacksmith, alchemist, where, surprise, surprise, you can smith things and brew things. You can collect resources in dungeons such as fire salts for alchemy or wood for building or iron for smithing. Speaking of smithing, the smith sells weapons and armor, has limited money like Skyrim Oblivion, but also allows you to upgrade weapons and armor, like at the grindstone in original Skyrim. You can also repair equipment. Yes, repair. Welcome back to Oblivion weapon deterioration mechanics. There are many potions, things that you'd expect from an Elder Scrolls game. Of course, there is your basic health potions, but also potions like Aversion to Frost. I'm not sure if there's player enchanting at this point. However, there's definitely enchanted weapons and equipment, just like in Skyrim. There are 3 classes of weapons: light, versatile, and heavy. Light and heavy are what you'd expect, daggers and warhammers respectively, but their new versatile category is where they shove all the medium light and medium heavy weapons like longswords and maces. As far as I can tell, there are no bows. That seems crummy. There's also no stealth. Sorry, stealth archers. I explained how to fight earlier, but the mechanics itself is very much like Oblivion. There is no dual wielding, and you don't wield magic. And I've got a video of gameplay to show you where you'll see it. You just have it equipped above your magicka bar, and you tap it. After a set cooldown time, spells can be interrupted, and some even harm you if you can't get stopped mid-cast. Dungeons are very linear. There's almost nothing to explore. Some dungeons have secret hidden areas where you can find by pulling a lever or something, but they're very small and may contain a chest. So far, the dungeons look like caves, castles, corridors, and even Ayleid Ruin. There's probably some Duma ruins, but I haven't run into them yet. Speaking of chests, let's talk about that. That's right. Chests. Welcome to Elder Scrolls 5.5. It's not necessary, as I've been told early on, to pay to do well in the game. And that is, of course, the biggest issue with mobile games. You have the option to buy chests. When you buy chests, there's no cooldown time, and you get a bunch of rare items. If you collect a chest in the wild, it will go into your chest inventory, and you can unlock it for a cost, either time or gems. Gems can be found rarely in dungeons when you break a vase or something. They used to expedite processes such as chest opening, building, construction, or upgrading your weapon. Gems are by no means necessary. There is no energy system. You can play as much as you want. The only things locked behind money is time. Almost everything can technically be acquired for free. It just takes time. There are spells, perks, basically passives in the same vein as Skyrim's passive perks, and there are armsmen that increase your damage with weapons. Now, I'm going to take a look at some of these screenshots that I've got for you, and we can look at the game and roll some beautiful bean footage of the gameplay, right? So here we go. This is what kind of your home screen is going to look like in Elder Scrolls. We go down here. Here's like your character building screen, getting that all set. You can set your skills, and then you have your, obviously, your inventory, things like that. Here is the chests. You see them. You have to wait for them. You can see it's a 6-hour cooldown period to open the golden chest, or you can pay gems to open it now. Unfortunately, there are different levels to that, but let's actually take a look at one of now this is obviously early access, and they may change this, but I doubt it. Golden chests, elder chests. So you basically have golden, silver. Golden, silver. Then here you can buy a golden chest for 250 gems. You can buy an elder chest, or you can buy a legendary chest for 2,500 gems. Now, the question you might be asking is, how much do the gems cost? Well, I know. I have that answer. Ready? Not yet. Coming up. Some screenshots. The game actually looks excellent, in my opinion. These are shots in-game right now as the game looks. It looks very Skyrim. You know, of course, it should. And I think overall, what I'm hearing is decent, except this is an issue. So you can buy buildings for in-game currency, or you can craft buildings. You can build dwellings, homesteads. You can build a smithy, all this stuff. Just showing some general screenshots. And now we get to the microtransactions. A pouch of gems, 160 gems, $2. Now remember, if we look at the cost of this, let's look at to buy a legendary chest. It's 2,000 gems. So a legendary chest is going to cost you $20. That's right, $20 for a legendary chest. 2,500 gems legendary chest. 2,500 gems, 20 bucks. That's right, $20 legendary chests. Again, I'm told, at least as of now, they aren't, quote, required, but I think your mileage will vary on that thing. You know, you can look at, oh, you want to buy a hoard of gems? 6,500. You want to buy the Imperial Coffer? $100. $100. Now, obviously, that's going to be your best value. But at the same time, you know, 14,000 gems only gets you, you know, for the low price of $100, you can get 5.6 legendary chests. 5.6. Now, we don't know what's inside of the chest, if it makes it pay to win and that kind of stuff, but it is, you know, a first-person game. So, you know, $20 chests, that's a lot. But, you know, golden chest for $2 if you want. If you want. Now, I have never paid money into microtransaction games or games like, well, mobile games at all. My wife has been playing Candy Crush for years and never put a single dollar in it. So, I mean, I'm hoping that the time gates are reasonable. I'm hoping that you can actually enjoy the game without having to purchase gems. You know, again, these games are designed around the 5% of people that actually buy this stuff, that just say, well, it's a pretty good game, I like it, I'm just going to throw 60 bucks in there as if I bought a full game, and I'll just buy, or 100 bucks, and I'll just buy a giant sack of gems. But the game looks excellent. It's interesting when you really start breaking down what the whale market is like for the mobile market. They're out there, and I guess if the game is good enough, that's kind of the thing. If the game is good enough, I don't mind some options like this. You know, 20 bucks. If I can, for example, if I can get a good experience for just tossing 20 or for free, and I can get a great experience for 20 bucks, 30 bucks, I'm okay with that. But the question will remain what it actually breaks out. But the good news is we can all find out for free. I'm signed up for the beta, but I can't, you know, I doubt they'll ever let me in. And pretty sure there's NDAs around that kind of stuff. So fortunately, I have anonymous sources, and I'd prefer to have those than to put my butt on the line. Are you interested in Elder Scrolls, the new Elder Scrolls game? Are you interested in playing Elder Scrolls on your phone? Are you interested in playing Elder Scrolls Blades? It looks decent. I hope they didn't take away from the newest full release of Elder Scrolls, but $20 loot boxes, I don't know about that. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.